Hello and welcome to the Postpartum Path of Yoga. This is your mindful movement practice for phase 7, week 1. So for phase 7, my hope and my assumption is that you've obviously been cleared for movement from your medical team. You've gone through phases 1 through 6 of the mindful movement series of the Postpartum Path of Yoga, because through 1 through 6, we have worked to strengthen and stabilize the core foundational muscles and the hips and shoulders. And we're working to integrate breath with movement the whole time to get that pelvic floor nice and healthy. So with that, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You've made it. It's so awesome. For today's practice, you're going to need your firm folded blanket and you're going to need your yoga strap. Now we're going to start the practice with folding that firm folded blanket for Locust. So if you're no longer nursing and beyond that first year of motherhood, you might not need the blanket because you might not have that really delicate, sensitive breast tissue from nursing. You can skip this part with the blanket. If you're still nursing, the blanket might feel right for you. So let's bring that down, tuck in this loose edge here. You know, I like tidy edges. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of a flow here. Let's come on up. Move this down. Okay, so we're gonna start in table pose. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we're going to inhale, cow pose, exhale, cat pose. Do one bird dog per side. Lower down to locust. Gonna inhale all the way down, exhale up. And push it on up. And we do that flow 3 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And bird dog. Lower down for locust. Push it on up 2 more times here. One more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Bird dog. Lower on down, locust. And push it on up. Nice job. Let's go ahead and fix the blanket so we have it ready for future self for our seated practice. And we're going to do a new pose. So we're going to do kneeling plank. Now we've been doing side planks, and those are for the obliques on the sides of the core. Kneeling plank is really toning that transverse abdominis, which is your deepest frontline core muscle. But if you're still working through diastasis recti, where that front line, the rectus abdominis, has that separation, this is not the best practice for you. My hope, though, is if you're beyond that first year and you've been doing this work with me this whole time, you've healed that separation. And so if you're there, join me in kneeling plank. If you're still not quite there yet, kneeling plank is where you can just sit and breathe, and then you'll join us for the next pose. So we're gonna come into table. And for kneeling plank, we're gonna have the knees further back. So just bring your knees back, and you don't wanna be sticking the bum up as if it's a cow pose in the lower spine. Bring that tailbone down, shift the weight a little bit forward, and you will feel that front line of the core really waking up to support you. We're gonna be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that on back. All of us come back together for extended child pose. Let's be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're going to do our modified side plank. So, having the elbow under the shoulder. We've been doing this for a little bit. Have those knees set up for your support. We're going to bring the hips up, and this time let's bring the arm up. Nice long line through the crown of the head. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that down. Other side. Flip it on over. We've got all the hair issues today. You feel me, right? We've all been there. Okay. Elbow under the shoulder. Line up those legs. Here we go. Bring up the arm. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down. All right. Now we're going to come to standing. We're going to do awkward chair pose. So bringing your feet under your hips. Let's bring those hips down and back. Bring up the arms. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring that up. Okay, so a new pose now. So we're going to do a lunge pose. It's a standing lunge called tall crescent lunge. So starting in mountain pose, I like to bring my hands to my hips for balance. We're going to step back the left leg nice and long here. You're on the ball of the foot. And the idea is that both toes are pretty much, both sets of toes are facing forward. We're going to bend that front knee and extend back through that back thigh. Let's bring the arms up. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Step that forward. We'll do that on the other side. Stepping it on back, nice long stride, keeping the heel up, bending that front knee, pushing back through the top of that back thigh. Bring up the arms and breathe with me here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Okay, now we're going to come back down. We'll need our folded blanket. And I'm going to do the side view. We also need our strap. So we're going to come back to seated forward fold using the strap. And again, I like to do the side view to show that it's not about rounding the upper spine. It's about lengthening the front and the back of the spine. So starting in our staff pose, just feel that we have that postural alignment of shoulders, ribs to hips. Bend the knees, place the strap at the balls of the feet, extend it on out nice and long. And keep a little air pillow behind the knees. And we're just gonna bring the belly towards the thighs. And we wanna, again, keep that crown of the head nice and long so that we're not jutting out the chin. Let's breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring that up. Okay, so I'm gonna turn to face you this time. We're gonna do our cow face pose with those number 4 legs. So, sitting on that blanket, Let's keep one leg out nice and long. Make that number 4 shape. Or if your hips are feeling quite open and, sturdy, you can bring the knees to be a little bit more stacked toward one another. And we're gonna have, so I have my left leg on top. I'm gonna bring up the right arm and then rotate my left shoulder in, grab from behind. So I'm not using my strap this time. This is a more advanced version of the pose, is using your shoulder muscles, your arm muscles, your back muscles to stabilize. My fingers are not touching. They don't need to touch. But we want to feel that we still have that openness across the collarbones here. We're not crowding it forward. So just breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Changing that down now, so the arms are down. I'm gonna keep my left hand down, but a side bend here. Just strengthening and lengthening those oblique muscles. Let's go to the other side. Good. Let's change legs. So you can start in that number 4, and if you want to stay here, then stay here. Or you can play with closing that gap, bringing the knees a little more over, one top of each other. So this is my right leg on top. I'm going to bring out my arms and bring my left arm on top. Remember, we do opposites. Rolling in my right shoulder. Inchworm walking that bottom hand up. Inchworm walking that top hand down. Yeah, just breathe here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that down. Let's come to our side bend. Other side, just bring it up and over. So good. All right. Now we're going to come into Cobbler's pose. So staying on that blanket, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees are wide, holding on at the ankles. And this is such a great release for the pelvic floor. It's a great release for the inner thighs. Just feel your breath here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So great. Feels so good. Okay, from here, we're gonna come onto our back. So we don't need our blanket for this next bit. We can even move the strap off to the side. We will need the blanket again, so don't completely toss it aside, but just have it placed to the side. Let's lie on down. And we're gonna do bridge pose. Okay, so that bridge at the back of the skull, shoulder blades, feet are our nice anchors for our awareness. Bring up the hips. Squeeze the glutes. Get nice and long in the spine. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down. We're just going to do that one more time. Good. I like to do a little pelvic tilts in between. Let's bring that up. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down. All right, roll to your side. Let's grab that blanket, have a seat. And we're just gonna do some focused pelvic floor contraction and release exercises. We're used to doing these at the very beginning of practice, but why not do them towards the end? So sitting up nice and tall, just do 5. I'm not going to count, but just find 5-ish on your own breathing cycle. You know how this goes. So inhale, it's released. Exhale, that pelvic floor contracts in and up. You hold it, and then you release it on your exhale. So I'm going to do the birthday candle breath on my exhale. Hopefully by now you're so tuned in to that movement of the pelvic floor with your breath that you could do these at any time. All right, we're gonna keep the blanket, but now we're gonna do legs up the wall. So just move the blanket a little closer towards the wall, and you wanna sit your hips on the blanket, swivel your legs around, bring your legs up, make your arms out like a T. Oh goodness, this feels so good. So we're gonna be here maybe just for like 30 seconds or so, not terribly long. Of course, you could always stay here for as long as you like and then bring your legs down for your rest and relaxation for as long as you like. But just for the purposes of our time together, we'll just do about 30 seconds or so. Legs up the wall is one of those poses that every single time I'm in it, I'm so thankful for it. I could seriously just spend so much time here. And it just feels so good for me. Let your feet be nice and relaxed so that blood can just trickle on down the legs, give you some relief. And feet and ankles and calves and knees. Good. All right, just for our time together, let's bend the knees, roll to the side, roll off your blanket, slowly push yourself up. And now we'll come into our rest and relaxation. So coming to lie down. Phase 7. The feet, to make it through that first year of motherhood. What a gift. Because I recognize and I honor that it's not easy. It's absolutely glorious. It's gorgeous. It's just so fantastic. But it's also so hard. It's funny how we can have both of those at the same time. So take this moment in your rest and relaxation to just truly honor yourself and motherhood and your child, your family, just all the things that bring you so much joy and give you so many opportunities for growth. It's really such a gift. So stay here in your rest and relaxation for as long as you're able. And I will see you next time.